During the 1980s and 1990s, Hong Kong's economy began to take off. Many people from mainland China, due to economic struggles or lack of educational qualifications, hoped to move to Hong Kong for better opportunities, leading to a wave of illegal immigration. Some of these immigrants sought regular jobs, while others harbored dreams of getting rich overnight. In this video, we are introducing Yip Kai Foon, who became a notorious crime boss in Hong Kong during this era through armed robbery, smuggling, and kidnapping. Welcome to Asian File. Before we start the video, please remember CLS. Yip Kai Foon, he born in June 12, 1961, in Haiphong, Guangdong, illegally immigrated to live in Taiwan Shan, Hong Kong at the age of 17. He is a criminal who has committed multiple serious cases involving firearms, explosives, resisting arrest, and escaping from prison in Hong Kong, but was not ultimately convicted of robbery. His nickname is Big Thief or Thief King, and was once the most wanted criminal. In 1978, Yip worked at Joseph Lau Luen Hung's fan factory, where he worked in the motorcycle department. The following year, Liu's fan factory moved to Kwai Chung, and he resigned from the company. In 2006, Lau was accused of helping Yip raise his money to fight a lawsuit, but Lau denied the allegations and only admitted that his charitable foundation had supported Yip's wife and daughter in Guangzhou. Lau also stated that Yip was a well-behaved employee during his tenure and did not go on strike with other colleagues. After resigning, Yip was suspected of committing a series of robberies in 1984, including the King Fuk Gold Store and the Central Land Dixon Watch Store in Tsim Sha Tsui. The police department learned that Yip intended to sell stolen goods to repay gambling debts. The Criminal Intelligence Bureau tracked and supported the police chief Lee Kwong Ming, who was assigned to disguise himself as a buyer to receive the stolen goods and bring 24,000 Hong Kong dollars in cash to negotiate with Yip. Lee and 3 colleagues arrived at the site of Central Plaza in Wan Chai at that time, and Yip, who had a gun on his left waist, agreed to let Lee get in the car alone for the transaction. In order to get Yip's hands off the gun, Lee took out HKD 100,000 in cash and rushed towards him while Yip was counting, revealing his identity. He encountered fierce resistance and finally arrested Yip with the assistance of his colleagues. However, due to insufficient evidence, Yip's robbery charge was not established, and he was convicted of handling stolen goods and possessing firearms without a license, and sentenced to 18 years in prison. On May 22, 1986, the appellate court ruled in favor of Yip's appeal on 2 charges of handling stolen goods and ordered a retrial of these 2 charges in the local court. The Department of Justice later appealed to the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. On December 7, 1987, the Privy Council ruled that the Department of Justice's appeal was allowed. The conviction was restored, and the appeal against Yip's sentence was returned to the Court of Appeal for processing. On May 31, 1988, the appellate court reduced Yip's sentence to 16 years. Yip found 2 glass bottles in the toilet, broke one as a weapon, and then rushed out of the toilet with sharp glass bottles in both hands, threatening 2 guards and rushing out of the hospital gate. He forcibly took a passenger truck parked at the entrance of the hospital, with a 37-year-old driver and his 6-year-old son on board. Yip used his son as a hostage and forced the driver to drive him away. After Yip went into hiding for 2 years, on June 9, 1991, a series of gold robberies occurred on Mot Wah Street in Kwun Tong. Suspected of being led by Yip, 5 fierce criminals, armed with 4 Type 56 automatic rifles and multiple Type 54 Black Star pistols, dressed in bulletproof vests, systematically hijacked a passenger and cargo vehicle and hostages in Causeway Bay, Hong Kong Island. They drove through Mot Wah Street in Kwun Tong, and robbed a row of 5 jewelry and gold shops. They also engaged in a fierce gunfight with the surrounding police officers, with over 40 shots fired and the robbers escaping. In the incident, a total of HKD 10 million worth of gold jewelry was stolen. After Yip was arrested again, he was not charged with any crimes related to the robbery. On the 9th of January, 1993, a robbery occurred on Nathan Road at Se Sui Lun's gold shop. The thief and the police fired 12 shots and seized gold jewelry worth over 3 million. A pregnant female nurse died from a stray bullet. The scene of robbery and gunfire captured by nearby citizens' cameras shocked the whole of Hong Kong. 3 days later, 8 thieves armed with 2 Type 56 automatic rifles and multiple pistols robbed 2 gold shops on Tai Po Road, stealing over 7 million worth of gold jewelry. They fired more than 60 shots at the police, took hostages, and opened fire on ambulances, resulting in 3 injuries. Yip was listed as the most wanted criminal, and the police offered a reward of HKD 1 million for his arrest. After Yip was arrested, he never believed that the person in the clip was involved in the case, and emphasized that he had never killed anyone. In May 1996, Yip's group suspected conspiring with Chung Tes-kung to kidnap Victor Lee, the eldest son of Hong Kong tycoon Li Ka-shing, and extort HKD 1.08 billion. Yip returned to Hong Kong with weapons 10 days before the crime and accidentally engaged in a firefight with the police. He was seriously injured and arrested, but his accomplices suspected that he was still involved in the kidnapping case. And the police fired 4 shots at Yip's back. Yip was shot and captured in the lower body, and since then he has been paralyzed. In 1997, Yip was convicted of escaping legal custody, possessing firearms and ammunition without a license, using firearms and ammunition with intent to resist legal arrest, and possessing explosives with intent to endanger life or property. He was sentenced to a total of 30 years in prison, and together with the remaining sentence before his escape in 1989, he needed to serve a total of 41 years and 3 months. In 1999, the appellate court sentenced him to 36 years and 3 months in prison, and he was baptized in February 2004. He replied to the Christian magazine Angel Heart with a 5-page handwritten letter while in prison, sharing the experience of becoming a thief king and returning to the Lord in prison. He is accused of assaulting the first-class correctional assistant in Stanley Prison Hospital building on April 30th, 2009. At that time, the officer was cleaning Yip's left buttocks from a toxic ulcer that had developed 6 months ago. During this time, when he had completed the cleaning procedure and planned to bandage Yip's wound, Yip suddenly launched a silent attack with a 6.5-inch long ballpoint pen, causing the officer's left neck to rub and bleed, and he immediately grabbed Yip's hands and pressed them onto the bed, successfully subduing Yip. During his defense, Yip claimed that he was threatened and framed by the victim using foul language that day, and stated that he would admit to any harm caused. On August 26, 2012, Yip felt unwell and was sent from Stanley Prison to the detention ward of Queen Mary Hospital for treatment. Yip needed to go to Mary Hospital again for a magnetic resonance imaging scan. Although his lower body has been paralyzed for many years, the police cannot ignore it. More than 10 armed police officers have been escorting Yip to prevent him from using fraud to escape detention again. He has been striving for traditional Chinese medicine treatment for many years, but the Correctional Services Department refused on the grounds that Yip failed to prove that he is more suitable for traditional Chinese medicine treatment than Western medicine treatment. On April 19, 2017, at 1:02 a.m., Yip passed away in the detention ward of Queen Mary Hospital due to worsening lung cancer at the age of 56. Do you know any other famous criminals in Hong Kong? Feel free to share in comments. This is the end of our video. Please remember, like, share, and subscribe our channel. See you in the next video in Asian File.